It's a beautiful, partly sunny day today. It's in the mid 40s or so, a little bit cooler than what we're used to now. It's been getting up in the 50s and even hit 60 a couple times, but that's okay, we'll take it. Today's project is gonna be working on the generator that sits right here under all this stuff. It sits right here so I can plug it in, plug my cabin in when the power goes out here, which it does a lot. However, this is gonna wait just for a second. I got one quick project that I have to do over here at the cabin. Let me show you. I don't know how well you can see that, but right there where the metal comes to a peak, there's a little gap, and I think birds are getting in there, so I want to put a piece of plywood up there to block that off. So let's get that done, then we can move on to building the stand for the generator. As you can see, I brought my ladder over. Unfortunately, it's not high enough to reach all the way up there. This is a 20-foot extension ladder, and I need probably 30 feet to get up to the peak. So this is gonna have to be put on hold until I can borrow a longer ladder. Let's start working on the generator stand. My plan is to build a stand about 30 inches tall. That way it's nice and high, I'm not bending over. Plus as deep of snow we get here, it'll be up above the snow level. And it's gonna have a roof and then 3 sides that can fold down. And the reason that is because I need to get to this side to start it up and stuff. That side has exhaust, so it needs to be open. And then I want this third side to be able to fold down so I can get to it and give it oil changes and do maintenance on it and stuff like that. So let's get this moved and get this build started. My goal with this build is to use as much of these scraps as I can, with using as little of the good wood that I have over in the connexes. I want to save that for the chicken coop and the rabbit hutch build. I know I'm going to have to use a couple pieces out of there, but I think I can get away with using the real bent crooked 2x4s that I bought at the big box store. So let's hope I can do this without using very much of that wood. I just went over to the connexes and got this warped, twisted, store-bought 2x4. And while I was out there, I want to show you something real quick. Look at that. What a beautiful, bright sky. Nice, sunny. And then, if you look over there, it is just black all the way around. This might be a better view over here. Yeah, I don't know how well you can see it, but it is just black all through there. Clear around to right over in that area. I think we're gonna get some rain, but let's get back to the build. slight change of plans. I didn't like how these two boards were coming out when I put them up here, because I got one center board right here and that's it, and it was two offset. So I decided just to use the other half of that crooked one, the store-bought board, and just screw it right here. It'll catch both end boards and then the center also. Let's get this screwed in. This is the start of the stand. This is the height that's gonna be just below my waist. It's about 30 inches or so off the ground. I still need to cut the two front legs and stuff, but I'm gonna call it a day. As you can see, the dark clouds are moving in now. The wind is starting to pick up and it's gonna be storming here pretty soon. So I'm gonna clean up and go inside and start editing for you guys. I'm sure some of you noticed these legs don't actually touch the ground or go all the way down and touch the ground. I did that on purpose. I'm gonna screw a board on this way that's touching the ground. I don't want all the end of the boards weeping all that water up in it and rotting them out prematurely. So let's get this board on that goes across. That's pretty level. Now let's put some slats on here so I can set the generator up on here. This is how I'm gonna do the floor. I got the 3 pieces of 1 inch by what, 12 inches or something like that. I got a 1/2 inch between these two or 1 inch between them. This is a piece of 1/2 inch plywood. And then I got a little bit of room back here also. If I put the front of the generator right in this area, then the back will be somewhere around where the drill is. That leaves me enough room in the back here and lots of room in the front. I can set the gas can right in the front, and then if and when I need to use the generator, I can set the gas can down on the ground. And then I always have a gas can here in case the generator runs out of fuel or whatever. So let's get these screwed in and move on to the next step. And of course, it's starting to rain again. It's raining again. I just can't win. As soon as I start to do this, it starts raining. And then once I stop, then it stops raining. I don't know. But here's what I got. So it's good and sturdy. And I still need to build a roof and the 3 sides for it. But that's gonna wait till another day. It's several days later and it's a beautiful sunny day, well, partly sunny day out today. So let's get back to this build. But first we gotta turn off the breaker for the water. I'm thinking probably the best thing would be to go ahead and set the generator up here and just build the rest of the compartment around the generator. That's not good. I screwed up. When this roof is sitting on the two upright posts here and is level, this filler cap right here is going to be almost touching the plywood. And actually these 2x4s are so low that I won't be able to take the generator in and out. So to fix the solution, I got to take these uprights off and make them longer. Let's get this done. My head is totally not in the game today. This is a second mistake I've made today. Let me know in the comments if you can see what's wrong. With the magic of editing, it's all fixed. Check this out. I got the roof on. I don't have the plywood on yet, obviously, anywhere. And then I got the two uprights. I mean, it's pretty stout. I would feel comfortable sitting up there, so it's definitely more than good to hold the snow load and stuff like that. I need to cut the plywood for the roof and this side for now and figure out what I'm gonna do with the two ends. So let's get the plywood cut. I definitely like this height a lot better. I got real good clean access in here from either end. If I need to take the generator out for any reason, it'll be nice and easy to pull it in and out. So I like this height a lot more. I have my first piece of plywood cut and I decided I'm gonna go horizontal with the pieces. So let's get this screwed in. Right there is perfect. And I think it slid a hair on me. Yeah, but not enough to fix it. I was gonna run these two vertical, but they said heck with it. I'm gonna do it horizontal and not put one down there for the time being. I guess this generator cabinet isn't very square. I got a solid 1/2 inch down here and nothing up here. But it's just temporary. I have this piece of ice and water shield. It's like a tar membrane that is really sticky on the back side. This side is not sticky at all, but the back side is really sticky. It's the same stuff I have over here. And I'm gonna put it on here. I'm gonna run it up the wall here just an inch or two. That way it makes that seam watertight, and also it'll hang over and make this seam watertight here. Unfortunately, it's not big enough to go the whole way, but it is what it is. Let's get this installed. Move that out of the way. Today's not a real hot day, so this isn't very sticky at the moment. And I chose to do this side because the generator is sitting right down here. So this part over here, I mean, it's what, 6-8 inches, something like that. Probably 5-6 inches there and 7 or so down here. If I come across another piece of this, then I'll just overlap it and put it on there. Again, this is a long-term temporary solution, so it is what it is. I think for the time being, I'm gonna leave this open, but I do want to get a door on the back side. And as you can see, the generator sits right here. Snow and rain and stuff can get in on the generator from this side very easy. Plus, this is the north side, so the rain and stuff comes from the north here. Definitely want to get some kind of door on here to block all that rain and snow from getting on the generator. Obviously, it's going to have to be on hinges so it can open up with a little latch to keep it shut. It's not going to be anything fancy. I think I'm just going to cut a sheet of plywood and make a door out of the sheet of plywood. Let's take this outside and see if it fits. Yep, she'll fit in there. The next step in this project is I need to make a cord so I can plug the generator into the power and run all the power off the generator. I'm going with a 30 amp. It has a plug for a 30 amp and a 20 amp. So I decided to go with the 30 amp. And I have this real heavy duty cord right here that I'm gonna use and a 30 amp plug. Let's get this cord made and I can move on. So the green goes in the green. Let me tighten this down. And then the weight goes in the weight screw. There, it's on there nice and tight and it's not coming off, and everything went together very easily and very tightly. And there's another plane. That's a float plane. It has big floats on instead of wheels. I got, I think, about 15 feet here. I'm gonna have to cut this back and connect it in, but I'm gonna do that a different day. When the utility electric is not working, when it's down, I can fire up the generator, just throw that switch down to generator electric, and I'll have electric. It makes it a lot easier. I don't have to unplug stuff and plug things in and move things around, stuff like that. It'll all just be hooked up. Throw one switch and power the generator on and it's done. We're back at it. Gonna try to button this project up today. Unfortunately, it's like a week later. There were several days of like cold and rainy weather, and then I did go up to the cabin over the weekend. I had some business to take care of up there. So I got that done. It's a pretty nice day out. So let's try to get this project wrapped up. The next part of this project is to put a door on here. I got the door already cut right here, and then I went and picked up a bunch of hardware. I have the door done. This latch is a little tight, but if you press in, it works nice and smoothly. And then it catches up here. A little push, and then it'll latch. For what it is, it's good enough. Got one more step in this process, and that is to hook the wire into the transfer box. I think I figured out how I can do it. I did create a little short the other day and posted the question, and I got a really good response from one gentleman. I have a 100-watt 2-pole breaker in breaker panel in here that feeds the cabin breaker panel. I only need a few things running when the electric goes out, and I can run everything off of I've been running the whole cabin off 120 amp breaker for over a year now. I didn't know that I could run a 100 amp double pole breaker off of a single pole, and obviously you're only getting maybe half the amperage, but I didn't know I could do that because my generator is only 120 volt and the electric coming in is 240, which 120 is a hot, neutral, and a ground. 240 is too hot, a neutral, and a ground. So I didn't know how I could hook it up. The gentleman kind of explained it to me, and as soon as he did, it clicked in my mind, and I think I can do it. I can stick my cord right through here. I've tested all of this. I know exactly what's hot. All this up here is all hot. This isn't, and this isn't. And that wire back there is not, but these two are. This isn't, and this isn't hot. I'm going to hook this black wire up to this pole right here, and then I'll go and turn off the electric to this panel and hook up the other two wires. Why is it I always need a third hand to do anything? I have the black wire hooked up to this side. I'm only going to be running half of the 100 amp breaker in there when the power goes off. That's fine. I only have a couple things that I need to actually put electric to anyways if the power goes out. Now that I have the black wire hooked up, before I hook up the neutral and the ground wires, let's go for a ride and turn off the electric. These weird looking mushrooms are back out this year. Look at them. There's a few right here too. Who knows what kind of mushrooms these are? I sure don't. Man, I see several down through there. Let's quit looking at mushrooms and cut the power like we came down here for. So I'm guessing it's this one right here, because it's the only one turned on. Let's head back up and confirm the electric is off. As you saw, things were hot. Let's see now. Nope, it's not beeping anywhere. So everything should be cold. Ah, man. Oops, wrong way. I'm still being cautious. When you're dealing with this type of electricity, it's always safe to be cautious. I ran over to my neighbor and got the correct size Allen wrench I need for this, so let's get the ground hooked up. Okay, poop. And I put it in wrong. I want it behind this wire. And yeah, just like that. Want to do it right. That's tight, and that's tight. Guess what time it is? Let's fire up the generator and see if this works. See if I burn down the cabin or not. Okay, now I gotta pull this down and let's see if I get any sparks or anything. That's neutral. Now it should be getting power. Let's check in here, see what's going on in here. The light works, so that side's getting power. Let's go in the cabin. There's no power right there, but I see this has power on it, and I got lights here. So the refrigerator has lights. Let's see if the freezer has lights. Yep. That's perfect. That's what I need. Let's turn the main power back on so I have the full range of electricity for everything. Now I need to pull this all the way up and re-engage the top. There's neutral. Now I'm using the full spectrum of the 240 volts for the cabin and everything. So I'm so happy. I got this finally hooked up. I got this project done. Thanks everyone. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Thanks and have a great day.